Hi, here's part two of today's update. Finally getting to my bird fountain, my solar bird fountain. Um, Last year I did some in the litter box container just to see what it would look like, how it would behave, and I finally got some things together that I think would make it pretty awesome. So I'm going to show you. I have my soldering iron set up. It's heating up right now. You see it smoking because there's probably still plastic on there. Do not inhale those fumes. Get to some kind of ventilated area or go outside. Just do not breathe that stuff in. It's not great. Got my gloves just in case. Got this cool tubing. And I'm sorry, somebody's compressor went on outside, so if you hear a lot of noise, and hopefully the birds will go louder than that. But this is clear vinyl tubing. You can find it at the big box store. It is a 3/8 of an inch inner diameter, 1/2 inch outer diameter, and it was 10 feet long, but I've used some of it already. I can link to my video of the testing that I did with one of my cat litter containers. And I got this in case I wanted an extra layer or an extra height, but this is basically what I'm going to use. I'm going to use one of these resin barrels. Inside, I just have this. I got this from the Dollar Tree. This is a 10-inch planter, and this, I didn't measure it, but it just happened to fit perfectly right in here like that. And I was going to do it this way so that the birds had plenty of space, but unfortunately this is too low. So if I turn it inside out, or right side up, I guess I should say, this is perfect for the water to go around. I don't have to poke holes in here. I'll just let it fill up with water, let it go over there, and that'll be great. And I will fill this with rocks so it's not too deep, but birds can then go in, drink some water, or take a bath, or do whatever they want. Now, this extra piece, I was thinking of putting in the middle because I think hummingbirds like the bubbling effect. But for right now, I'm just going to put it here just so it has some water, some moving water, and birds apparently love that. So, oh, also, I got these from either Amazon or eBay. I don't have an affiliate link for this, but it's a solar panel that connects to a submersible pump. And this pump is, it says DC water pump. Input is 5 to 12 volts. It's 1.5 to 4 watts. And yeah, I was going to connect this to a power bank and then try to heat up, try to recharge the power bank with this, but I don't think I got the connections right. So for right now, I might test it with this, but I will connect this and it's charging right now. I have got this mini power bank. So basically, all I'm going to do is, there are no holes in here, none at all, which is good. That's what we want. I want this to be the container that holds the water. The pump will go inside here like that, which means I will have to make holes and a place for the cord to come out here. So I'll probably just take the soldering iron, do a little nub right here, and then just put holes all along here so it stays at the bottom. I might do some holes along here as well. And then I will put a hole right in the middle. I will feed this tubing through like that. And then I will have a matching hole like this so that the tube comes through there as well, just a little bit. Now, to measure that, this is not going to be exact. I give myself a little more and then trim as I need, because I can always use these little pieces for like attaching other things to tubes. So if I put this, and you see how this is connected, this fits perfectly in there, like that. Okay, and it fits on the outer rim, not the inner rim, so you could probably get away with a smaller tube, but in this case, I wanted to get a better seal, so I wanted to put it on the bottom because of the size. So that'll go in there, and we want this to come out at least, I'd say maybe like a few inches above. So I'll probably cut it there. So this way, if I wanted to pull it down a little bit, you know, it still could come out that top. So I'm going to start by cutting it. And again, I'm being very generous with that. Okay, so that's done. That part is complete. Boom, we've got that coming out the top. Now, next, thank goodness, all these plastic things have some kind of middle marked. It's going to be very easy. And this, luckily, should fit the same diameter as this wider part. So you'll see when I go down, it should match. So I'll just do this. And I'll just do that. It gives the perfect little hole. And then we'll see if that matches. If not, we can always make it bigger. But if you make it too big and you have to go back, then it's kind of a mess because you have to put like silicone and stuff. And right now that's a little too small, but only by a little. So I'm just gonna go around the edges a little bit, make it a little bigger. I probably should have a fan here. But remember, you don't want to breathe this stuff in. Okay, let's see if that did the trick. Perfect. That's great. Okay, we want to do the same with this one. I want to put it higher up so that if I go through, I don't go through to the wood. That's fine. I want to make this a little bigger. Okay, let's see if that's big enough. Okay, good. And that has a nice tight fit, which is what I want. Okay, so now let's take that out. Now I'm not going to glue anything together yet because I don't want to, if I have to make any changes, I don't want to make it permanent yet. So what I will do is I will make a little divot here for the cord. That's just a matter of making this little hot. And I am standing off to the side so that I'm not breathing any of this stuff in. Now, my channel is not made for children, but if you are a child watching this, make sure you get your parents to help you with this. Because I was a child once too, and I know that I'm not always going to obey the rules. You're not my mom. Get your parents to help. This is some hot stuff. You can get seriously hurt with this. Okay. Okay. So that, get rid of some of that plastic. I can always shave some of this off later if I need to, or melt it off again. Just to make it smooth. There we go. Okay, so now that should fit this cord no problem. So it can lay flat, see? And now it's just a simple fact of getting these little holes so that this does not float away from the water. There's no rhyme or reason. I'm not making these holes very big. Mainly round holes, because the tool is round. Always make sure your fingers are clear of where you're putting that hot piece of metal. And you know, we might have to go back and make more holes if these are not enough. I'm probably going to do 3 rolls maybe. So I'll just speed the rest of this up. And as you can see, that row was not the same. It happens. What are you going to do? Again, we're just using this for stability, which is why we're giving it so many holes, because we want it to lay flat. And because there is a hole at the top, up here, we should be okay. So what should happen is we have this here, and we have the pump. And this has to stay outside, because this is what comes through to get the power. Okay. And then we put this on top, feed this through like that. Feed it through to a point where it's... Now this doesn't have to lay flat on the ground. It could be like, you know, halfway if you wanted. But you'll just have to make sure that it's full if that's the case. So I'm just going to push it down like that, just so it's, you know, there. Okay, and then I'm going to apply this one. And as you could see, I made this like really, really... Okay, so now we fill it with water and see how the flow is. And I'm going to unplug this thing. Don't walk away with a soldering iron hot and plugged in. Let me go turn the water on. Okay. So it's not connected to the power yet. Where did I put the... Oh, here it is. Okay. So I guess first we could have tried the fan. So if you want to, I think we did, but if you want to hear the fan to make sure that it's working while we still have light, it's got to have like 100% sunlight. So you're not supposed to run it when it's dry. That's why it sounds like that. I don't know if you could hear it because I have the mic on, but we're going to fill it with water. So let's see. I'm going to do center, full. And I will let you see that this is not floating up because the water's going through it. Now, I might have to make, yeah, it does float after a while, so I might have to make holes around the edges, but for right now, that'll work for our purposes. I think that'll be okay. Okay, that's as far down as it goes. Okay, so because this can get messy, I'm going to put this over here because I should probably make it a little shorter. Let's make it a little shorter. All right, here we go. We're going to plug it in, see what happens. I need full sun. See, quiet. So this is what happens when there's hardly any sun. Let me see if I can catch something up here. There we go. Okay, so that's what it'll look like in the sun. And you can't see it. I don't think there's any sun over here. Not enough. It's like covered by trees. But you see how there's no sound because the water makes it quiet? That's good. All right. So now I'm going to go get the power bank and I'll show you how that works. So this is the power bank that I got. This is not submersible, so this should not go in the water. But, oh, I forgot the little attachment. I have to get the little attachment. Hold on one second. Okay. All right, so I had to go through the whole map of things. Okay, so the pump has one of these. So I needed to get an adapter that has the pin to attach that to here. And then get this USB, this is just a regular power USB, attach that to one end here and the other end to the power bank. So now you don't have to worry about any water, any sun. You just do it. And now if this runs all day, you could just swap out the power bank because right now it's only half full. I don't know if you can see the blue, but it's only about half full. So I bought 4 of these, but I'll probably end up using 2 per fountain. And I'm probably not going to have many fountains, but I think this is fun. So let's, now it's not as powerful as the, or it doesn't seem as powerful as the solar, which is nice because it's a nice steady stream. And if I were to put this inside of one of these things, that would just add like another layer of whatever. But for right now, that's good enough. Now watch. Once this eventually flows over, which I guess I could just speed it up a little, it'll go something like this. And that's a nice moving thing. You don't have to worry about mosquitoes so much. And just always keep this running. And this way the water will run no matter what. And I'm going to put this in a chair in the garden so that it runs. Now, this has to be kept waterproofed. So I would put this in a plastic bag or some kind of container that I may keep underneath here, but that I'm still working out. But for right now, it will be a solar fountain that will run in the daytime until I figure out how to do that.